clearing things out, right? We're going to be clearing things out for a little while now, in order to really line things up, right? Really start to line up who we want to be, how we plan to show up. And but you again, you can't, right? There is a finite amount of energy that you have. There's just so much capacity that you have as a person. You have to let some things go. And it's never going to be easy. It's never going to feel great, but it's super important. And now is the perfect time for you to do that, right? And as we're coming Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Mel Morris, your tarot life planner, helping you plan within for the life that you're meant for. And, you know, we have been spending a lot of time, and we're still in Scorpio season. We have spent a lot of time in this change and transformation and releasing shit. I'd love to say that's over with, but it's not. I mean, we're still in Scorpio season. We still are in this, we really just got into this cold part of the year, if you will. Oops, sorry. And so we still have a lot of work to do. And if you saw the 5-card reading this week, there's some heavy things, I think, happening for us. It's been happening the last couple of weeks. We saw that the one thing that really stood out for me was with the 3 of Cups and this idea where normally I think of 3 of Cups as, friendships, community, growing. But there really was a sense this week that there are people, or have been people, that are around you that are just kind of sucking your energy, that are not there really to support you and nurture you. They're not necessarily, it doesn't have to be that they're out to get you. But sometimes, we all grow, we all evolve as individuals, as people. And when that happens, not everyone is evolving at the same time. Not everyone wants more in their life, more for themselves. And so when you outgrow people, it's important to acknowledge that. It's important to acknowledge that, it's okay that everyone's not on the same path that you are. And so I really felt that now, especially for this week, to think about the folks that you have around you. If there are people who, again, I don't mean that in a malicious way, but people that are just not where you are, it's okay to let them go. And I say let them go because a lot of times, especially I think for female identifying folks, we tend to hang on to people. Even if they're not in our lives all the time, they're still a part of us. We still have our tentacles out and in their energy. Our energy is all over the place. We stay connected to people everywhere and situations, and it's not helpful. If we think about this in terms of, all of this transformation, all of this is us growing, and there's going to be things that are really harder than other things. We have to be really mindful about really intentionally releasing shit. Okay. And the topic this week, when we talked about in the 5-card, and I'll show it to folks here, is the 10 of Pentacles, and I'll put it up on the screen for everybody that's not watching me on IG. But the 10 of Pentacles is, for this week, really is us thinking about the big picture, thinking about the end goal while we're in all of this transformation and change. And, sometimes it feels great, and sometimes it feels scary, and sometimes you just want to take a nap because it feels overwhelming. The 10 of Pentacles overall for this week is reminding us that we have to be super intentional about what's the end goal here? What's the big picture? What's the reason why I'm making these decisions or these choices? Why am I doing things the way that I'm doing them? We have to keep that in mind. Now, some people, I'm not always a huge fan of like vision boards and things like that. They definitely have a purpose if they're made with, again, really good intention. But something like that, something where you've got somewhere, but you can't see it, but on the other side of my computer here is this, beautiful collage picture of my kids, my babies and my grandbabies. And it is this kind of motivation, this reminder of like, well, what's it all for? Why are you doing the work that you're doing? And whatever that is. And that's the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles really wants us to remember that whatever the beautiful version of our future, whatever you are working towards, whatever you want to see at the end of the day, even if you don't have any of the pieces now, you have to have the end goal in mind. If you are practicing to run a marathon, I'm not a runner, but the end goal is, okay, by X date, I need to be able to run however many miles, 10 miles, 20 miles. You can't just say like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to focus on running down the street. No, you have to have the big picture in mind to start with and have a reference point to always go back to. I know this is why I'm doing this. In your business, you have to be able to say, well, what am I trying to build here? You're building I don't know why perfume popped into my head, but you're creating a company where you're selling perfumes. Well, is your end goal to, make this one perfume that you sell to 10 people? Or is it to create a whole line of perfumes that you can sell globally? Yeah, you've got to be able to set things up and put things in place and make a plan and have increments of how you're moving, but you've got to be able to remember why you're doing what you're doing, especially in this phase we're in now, this transformation and releasing and really getting ourselves ready for whatever's coming up next. You have to be able to have that end goal in mind. And that's really what the Ten of Pentacles is all about. It's like the perfect life, whether it's, you want kids or you have kids, whether it's, if you want marriage or relationship or you have that already, whatever it is, whatever your perfect day is, that thing you need to be focusing on more. One, you need to focus more on what that perfect day would look like and what it is. And you need to be able to keep coming back to it. When you get tired, when you get frustrated, when things are going good, when it feels like, yes, I'm moving towards this thing, you want to remember what that thing is. What does that look like? And as much time as you can spend focusing on that beautiful end goal and envisioning it. I mean, I want you to be able to close your eyes and see yourself living that life, living a life where you are just in happiness, where you are in a home that you love, at your work, whatever you're doing, that makes you happy, that you're doing that it's just happening naturally. Like, picture that. Spend as much time as you can picturing what that life looks like. Now, I just did a talk with my good friend Jocelyn, who's a book coach, and in her group, I came in and did a talk about just that, the images that you really want to start connecting more to. And I'll probably be doing something in here similarly, but spending the time to really craft that image, give as much detail to it as you want, as you can manage. If you want, a new home, imagine what that home, not just what it looks like or what neighborhood it might be in, but imagine the furniture in the house. Imagine what colors are on the wall. Imagine what it feels like sitting on the couch in the living room. As much detail as you can put in is going to move you closer and closer and closer to manifesting that. That's you putting your energy out there, and it's received. The universe gets it. When you ask, the universe is going to answer And the last piece of that is you have to be open to receiving that. But that's really through all of this, no matter how dark things might get, or again, kind of frustrating you might feel about things, it's going to be really important to have that end goal in mind. And especially again this week, if you haven't had a chance to look at the video for the 5 card spread this week, definitely check it out, because it really is, not just that 3 of Cups that I feel is about releasing people. And I definitely feel like, I don't know, I feel like party people. Like I've been thinking about like when I was younger and used to be out at the club, and I'm not friends with any of those people, not because they were bad people, but just at the folks that I was around for a lot of reasons. We've gone our separate ways, and that's okay. But if they were people that were still around and we were just friends just because, well, we've been friends for 20 years and maybe they're not helping me grow at all. Maybe they're not encouraging me to be better. Maybe they're just really draining my energy. And I'm only still friends with them because we've been friends forever. Those are the types of situations that you really have to think about and say, okay, well, is this really worth me keeping my energy, a piece of my energy over here? Also this week, what came up, and that was actually our spiritual connection card, that 3 of Cups. And in that position, it's not even, when I talk about our energy, it is about not just ending or releasing those people from your lives for friendship's sake, but for our own connection to spirit, for our own happiness, other people's energy and who we choose to have around us and what we're consuming, right? All of that plays a part in how we feel, in our connection to our own intuition, to our own spirit, to our own higher power, however you identify that. Also, for our health and happiness card this week came up was the Devil card, which seems, can seem creepy to people or whatever, but it really is around this idea. And I don't have that one to pop up here for you. I'll take this one down though. IG folks can see it, but the Devil card came up for, maybe I can put it over here, for our health and happiness this week. And, that really is about releasing, and I can switch it over here for a sec so everybody can see it. It really is about, releasing, again, our addictions. And I don't necessarily mean like the harsh drug and alcohol things. It may be that, but even the things that we're doing every day that we know are not good for us, we know are not helping us to be who we want to be and how we want to show up, the things that we know we're doing, in order for us to find our happiness and to be our healthiest selves, we have to really, again, put a finger on what those things are so that we can let them go. And again, through that, everything that came up really was about, let me switch back over here. It really was about clearing things out. We're going to be clearing things out for a little while now in order to really line things up, really start to line up who we want to be, how we plan to show up. But you can't. There is a finite amount of energy that you have. There's just so much capacity that you have as a person. You have to let some things go. And it's never going to be easy. It's never going to feel great, but it's super important. And now is the perfect time for you to do that. And as we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and I think about, that idea of giving things and having gratitude, and, when you're in this position of releasing, making sure that you are showing gratitude for all the things that you're letting go. If I come through my house or room and I, smudge, I burn some incense or something, I'm not just trying to cast away negativity. I'm thanking that energy as I'm releasing it, because things come and go, ebb and flow the way that they're supposed to. I didn't mean that to be so rhymey, but that's all a part of it. There's nothing that any of us have experienced that has been hard and traumatic that there isn't some value to be taken from that. And people sometimes feel, however, things happen for a reason, that kind of idea. For me, it's not that everything happens for a reason, it's that there's something to be learned, even if shit was really hard, even if things were really like worst case scenario. And it's not that you wish it on folks, but there's a lesson to be learned. And at some point, no matter what we've been through, you have to be able to start letting go of the pain, letting go of the hurt, letting go of whatever it was, so that you can move forward. And when you have this, 10 of Pentacles energy, when you have this vision for who you want to be, how you want to show up, it gives you that hope. You're giving yourself that hope for the future and reminding yourself that there is something so much more beautiful out there for you to be a part of. So that's the message for today. Was there anything else I wanted to mention? I don't think so. Let me know how that lands for you. As always, I'm going to pop up here for folks over on Facebook, or if you see this later on, you're always welcome to ask a quick question over in 2-Minute Tarot. If you go to the site, WTFwithMel.com, you'll see up at the top, 2-Minute Tarot, you get to ask me a question. I will send you back a video reply that's about 2 minutes long. And it's just a nice little nudge. Sometimes that's all we need, is just to hear a little like, I just need a little push in the direction. If you want more, you can always, book some time with me. I'd love to sit with you. But it really is just, we all just need a little help sometimes. So I hope that you take advantage of that. And I think that's it for today. Have a spectacular week. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow to all of our vets. Make sure that you show them some love and appreciation. And stay magical, everybody. See you soon.